Hi there, welcome to Terraland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Virgo energy. And like usual on this channel, we're going to do two rows. The top row is going to be high vibe Virgo energy. The bottom row is going to be a more worldly, shadowy Virgo energy. And for some people, this could represent the struggle that they're doing within themselves. They might want to live their life differently, and move forward in life differently, but their shadowy nature of their fear and their insecurities and things kind of hold them back. But for other people, since it's not a personal reading, some people are moving forward in high vibe Virgo energy. They've worked through the inner conflict and they are ready to move forward in life differently. And when we move forward in life differently, there's going to be some people in the world or in our life that aren't ready to move forward with us in that way. So we've just got to see the truth of that too. You know, high vibe Virgo energy is about putting in work and effort. Some people don't want to put in work and effort. Has to be about, Virgo energy is about seeing the truth, taking action in truth. Some people don't want to see the truth. Some people don't want to take action in truth. So let's go see what's going on. We all tap into Virgo energy, so listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where some other people are at in your life in the story. The reason for the top row's reading is adjacent possibilities. It's also the reason why the reading came out. So we have the victory card and the attachment card showing themselves. And I view this as like a Six of Wands card, being motivated and inspired to believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and freeing yourself from something that used to manipulate you, which can be your own fears, your own insecurities. It can be, you know, at any given time in our life, we have different people in our life. We might have people that are more high vibrational, that are loving and encouraging and supportive, aren't trying to manipulate us or control us, want us to move forward victoriously and successfully. Being high vibe Virgos about being more independent in the world, knowing your worth and value, seeing the truth, dealing with the truth, being more independent of your more worldly, shadowy nature to become all you can be in the world. But in order to become aligned with that, we have to take inspired action to free ourselves from the things that keep us living life the way we had been, maybe out of immaturity or ego, or they're someone we wanted in our life long term, but they're not telling the truth. In the bottom row, we have the sun, the family, and the strategy card in reverse, which I've been kind of viewing as like an Ace of Swords card. And the reason for the bottom row's reading is the action card, which could be kind of like a Eight of Wands card. You know, there's a lot of things in life that we'd like to indulge in. There's a lot of people in our life that we could love. Do we want to keep making our life about kind of aligning with our more immature nature, our more prideful nature, our more indulgent nature? You know, we live life at these certain phases of life to learn lessons, and a way we could have lived our life and the things we could have thought, this is my truth, boy, this is how I want to live my life. These are the people I want to hang out with. These are the habits and the things I like to indulge in that make me happy. But there can come a time where our intuition is kind of telling us that kind of like there's nothing new to learn here, because we do go through these phases of life to learn lessons in life, and then it's kind of time to face our fears and insecurities and move forward in life to kind of go to the next phase of life, just like we did age 15, age 18, age 21, age 25. It was perfect when we were a 15-year-old to live life like a 15-year-old. But then in our fiery nature of like the Eight of Wands, It's kind of like life-giving energy. The seed was planted within us for us to grow to our full potential. And even though we might have loved being like a 15-year-old at one time, eventually it's kind of like no longer our truth because we're getting closer to being like an 18-year-old. And we go through these phases of life throughout our life. Am I going to keep moving forward, living my life the same way I've been living my life where I ignore the truth? That it's kind of time to move on. That, I'm not growing and maturing myself here. If I were more bold and brave and confident and were willing to deal with my fears and insecurities, to take off that mask, shed like a layer of myself and say, you know what, when I was 15, I learned some great things. I'm going to take some of those things with me to go be like an 18-year-old. But some of the things, they have to go. Because, it's just they were appropriate for that age and period and way of viewing life. But I'm not the same person I was before. That's not my truth anymore. And I've grown and matured and healed. And I'm ready to move forward in life differently. I'm like ready to shed a layer of my more immature nature, ways of viewing life, to be more authentically myself and grow to my full potential. And there's some people in our life who aren't ready to do that now and may never be ready to do that. Everybody's got free will in how they want to live their life. And some people, shadowy 8 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. The high vibe people are harnessing high vibe Sagittarius. They were inspired in high vibe Leo and Pisces to, when their intuition tells them, I am kind of ready to go to the next phase of life and face my fears, and I'm going to be bold and brave and confident to work through my fears and insecurities to move forward. Some other people in our life could harness more worldly or shadowy Leo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo energy. And they're still sure that living their life the way they live it is going to make them happy. And maybe they just haven't seen the truth yet. Maybe they're not ready to deal with the truth. Maybe they're not ready to change or heal or grow or mature themselves. Or maybe being more authentically themselves. We have the free will to live more from our defensive egoic nature. I don't want to take off my mask. I might like wearing my mask. It makes me feel safe. I can get in relationships with people but I can kind of indulge myself in it or, use my charm, use my sexuality, use my looks, I might look very successful in the world in a lot of ways. I can use all those things to get people to be in a relationship with me, and I don't have to be authentically myself. Because if I'm authentically myself, what if people reject me? And I would be hurt. And, some people aren't willing to be authentically themselves. They do operate more from their egoic nature. The Sun card, of course, reminds me of the Leo energy. And we have the free will to operate more from our egoic Leo energy. But the 6 of Wands is also Leo energy. Or I can work through these fears and insecurities that stop me from being more authentically myself in the world, to live my authentic life, to take off the mask. Or I could keep kind of living a life of a lie, where I just let my more worldly, egoic, immature nature run my life. And I never grow to my full potential. And I'm never authentically myself. And it keeps me safe. Makes me feel safe and comfortable, like I won't get hurt. And I think these people have some lessons to learn in life. And they'll probably learn some hard lessons. Because you're either doing this work within yourself to grow and heal and mature yourself, to be more just and fair in a relationship, or you're being kind of immature in a relationship. Operating from your ego, your defensive nature, your prideful nature, your self-centered nature. I don't want to have to deal with the truth of things. I want to live in denial of the truth. Well, they get in relationships with people because sometimes even more defensive people, prideful people, bossy, controlling, immature people, they want to be in relationships with loving, nurturing people. Like, wow, it'd be great to be in a relationship with someone who's loving and giving and warm, who's freed themselves from all the things that manipulate me. Oh, wow, that'd be great. I think I can get in a relationship with that person. I think I can use my charm, my sexuality, my looks, my success in the world. I don't think I have to tell them the truth, though, that I really don't do love. I kind of maybe confuse sex with love. And maybe, if I have sex with them and I present myself as this loving, warm person, maybe they'll keep moving forward with me in a relationship and I don't have to tell them the truth. But the thing is, over time, other people listen to their intuition and they could feel like they're moving forward with someone who hasn't freed themselves to be more authentically themselves. And that's when people are like, well, I could stay in this relationship, but it's always kind of going to not be equal give and take because these people haven't freed themselves from something to be more authentic and inspired and loving and warm and giving and nurturing. And initially, I maybe didn't see that. And, maybe us coming in contact with certain people in our life, was for us to learn some lessons that just because we could be someone who's motivated and inspired by love, we have to realize not everybody is. And that some people are kind of male or female, kind of immature players. We could have a lot of commonality. We could be from the same area. We could have similar backgrounds. There can be a lot of things that we do have in common or that we enjoy doing. And that's why initially the job, the friendship, or the relationship can seem good for a long time and move forward for a long time. But eventually it does get to be where we really have to deal with the truth of people's foundations. And if some people are motivated and inspired to heal and grow and mature themselves and grow to their full potential and are willing to do this work to heal from some of their past issues and past pain and heartbreak, want to drop some of that baggage and move forward in life differently, that's when we kind of have a problem in a relationship. Because the other people might want to move forward in it the way it's been. And now you're changing, and it's kind of like, it does open more opportunities to you. The more just the way you view life. We all can have a way of viewing life, and it's based on our view of life at that point in time. But as we become more bold and brave and confident within ourselves and listening to love and intuition to guide us instead of maybe fear or insecurity or lust or greed or immaturity, it opens up so much more becomes available to us as a possibility because our life is limited by how we view the world. And for some people, they don't want to live their life that way. Other people realize, but I don't want to keep living life like this. I don't want whatever way I was living my life. At one time, it seemed great, and loving people offer people love and encouragement to try to get them to move forward with them, to have some hope and faith and belief and love, and to heal and grow and be free of the things that manipulate them, to be more independent in the world. And there's some people, maybe some people are really they're either attached to their egoic view of life. No, I am not. That's just not my truth. I live my life more for my ego. I'm more about the world. I'm more about myself or ego or image or money or materialism. That's my truth. My truth is there is no higher truth or justice I don't feel in the world. My life is about the world, and people have this dualistic nature. What are they inspired by? Some people are inspired by the world. Some people are inspired in the all tied up card emotionally to live more from their mind than their heart. And the all tied up card is like the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. And Gemini and Virgo energy are the Magician card, which is, what am I going to align with and invest in that I believe I can manifest my dreams into reality that I think will make me happy? And just like there's probably 50% of the people who are aligned with, I have hope and faith and belief and love. I think that's the foundation I'm going to operate from. I'm going to let my loving nature and my intuitive nature and my hopeful believing nature be the foundation for the decisions I make. And other people in their Gemini Virgo energy said, no, not that. I'm going to align with my more worldly, egoic view of life. And they have the free will to do that. And those are just people that, their more loving, intuitive nature is not their truth. It's not what they're building their life upon. And if that's how they want to move forward in life, they have the free will to do that. And they might be people who are up in a mental prison about love, or trusting other people, or believing in themselves, or believing in love. And they'd rather move forward making their life, and they're sure they're going to be happy. It makes them feel safe and secure to make their life more about the world. And we just need to see the truth of it. And some people did. And some people decided, do I want to keep moving forward with someone who seems to be in a mental prison? This card, woman holding heart, but to me that looks like a man. So in high vibe, it could mean that people who are more balanced within themselves, but I'm in a relationship with someone who lives more from their mind than their heart. I can love them. They could be my family member, my friend. But when I'm in a relationship with them and I love them, and they're part of my family, and I wanted them in my life long term, they just don't take action in truth and love. They're kind of immature, and they have all these fears and insecurities, and they might wear a false mask. They might present themselves as loving, but I don't think they're ever really going to go to the next stage of life, and they could be hoping that because I love them, I'll stay in a mental prison about them, and then I'll never go have these loving, nurturing, balanced relationships that I want. And sometimes some people do have other people in their life, again, aligned with their more defensive nature, that stops them from moving forward in loving connections. I could get hurt doing love. I don't want to be authentically myself. I want to keep operating from my more defensive, egoic nature. And other times people have other people in their life that they would have to kind of become more independent of to live their own authentic life. And some of those people, they never plan to become more independent of those people. Like if they get in a relationship or marriage with other people, well, the people they get in a relationship with and marry, well, you're like the third party. My primary loyalty is to my ego, my defensive nature, my prideful nature, my immature nature, or these other people in my life that I am codependent on, that I view as my long-term foundation. And you're just someone I get in a relationship with, and that I might marry, and I might have children with, but my primary loyalty is to these people. So then, we can feel like they weren't telling the truth. They created this illusion that they were ready to move forward, to give birth to something new, to bring a dream into reality, where they're if you're going to marry people and things like that, your allegiance and your primary foundation should be with those people. Makes me think of that Bible verse that they talk about at weddings. When a person marries someone, they no longer cleave or whatever, or align with their mother and their father. They align with their marriage partner. And for some people, no, I want to be in a relationship, but I'm in a mental prison about trusting anyone else and having hope and faith and belief in anyone else or in myself. So I kind of have divided loyalty, and I still, and maybe they have people in their life who are kind of shadowy. Leo can be controlling. Maybe they have people in their life that are kind of controlling. And of course they love those people. But then if they get in relationships with other people, and those people could be competitive, if those people say, you shouldn't move forward with those people, I don't like it, you're going to go create something new, we don't like it, you shouldn't move forward with those people anymore, or a friend group. Those people have more allegiance to those other people in their life, and they let those people manipulate them. And we could get mad at the third parties, or we just see the truth of it. They wouldn't let other people manipulate them if there wasn't part of them that aligned with that way of viewing life themselves. So we see the truth of that. Let's go look at these two cards that aren't showing themselves. If some of these people who are more, could be in a new relationship, wanting to move forward in a new relationship, but they don't want to tell the truth. Some of the people that they're in a relationship with could be kind of wondering if they really want to move forward with this person, because their intuition could be telling them that this person isn't telling the truth. This person might want to be in a relationship with me. This person might want me to keep staying in a relationship with them. But is the dream ever going to come into reality? Through the door to spirit and loving connection? Or is this person kind of wearing a false mask? And if those people listen to their intuition, they could start to realize that they harness these two cards' energies differently. I think the shadowy people harness this energy in a shadowy way. And if they try to get in relationships with more high vibrational people, those people harness it in a high vibe way. And we can think when we get in relationships that we're all on the same page. And then as time goes by in a relationship, we kind of realize that we harness these energies differently. Angel of Balance and Yin Yang. Two cards of balance. And we all do live our life in whatever way we think is maybe just and fair, because the scales of justice talk about balance. We can all have different ideas of what we think is just and fair, and we could all have ways of wanting to live our life that make us feel balanced within ourselves, but if other people try to live their life that way, it can start to tip them out of balance. It's like, well, this might work for you, but that doesn't work for me. And sometimes shadowy people are just hoping that the other people will just keep balancing their emotions out about moving forward in a relationship with someone like this. How about you just keep being really patient with me? That works for me. I'm not going to tell the truth. I'm not going to take action in truth and love. I'm going to keep kind of being about indulging myself in this relationship. It works for me. I'm happy. It looks like I'm in a new beginning. It looks like I'm moving forward. I do have these fears and insecurities about being more authentic. How about you just keep being really patient? And some of the people that they get in relationships with are very patient. But eventually, They also do work to maintain balance within themselves. And when they start to feel like they're moving forward with people where it's tipping them out of balance, that's when they offer themselves this love to get balance within themselves, and they keep trying to move the relationship forward in a more balanced, loving way. And if the people they're in relationship keep wanting to move forward, it's almost like trying to constantly, we're either being truthful and just and fair in a relationship, or we're trying to get people to kind of indulge us in some way. I have fear, I have insecurity, I'm immature, I'm bossy, I'm controlling, I'm manipulative. And they want people to keep indulging them being that way, kind of taking more immature action in a relationship, not dealing with the truth, not acting from love. And eventually people who are in those relationships do this work within themselves to keep maintaining balance within themselves, or if they had also been out of balance, to do this work to get balance within themselves, because that's how they live their life. They do this work to free themselves from the things that manipulate them and get them out of balance, because they want to move forward in these loving connections. Some of the people will move forward with people in this way that are in their life. Some of the people in their life won't move forward with them in this way, because they could have their own ideas of what they think is just and fair. And it's maybe not based on truth and love and justice and fairness. People should indulge me. And then when people leave their life, they go find someone else who's in a mental prison. And then they try to present themselves as these loving people to stop them from moving forward with someone else where they really could have their dream come into reality, to get them to indulge them in a relationship, thinking that the dream will come into reality one day, but it never will. And so they could purposely go look for people who might be up in their head about wanting to be in a loving relationship, hoping if they get this person in a relationship with them and they're, being intimate with them, that the people will stay in it anyway, even if it's not just and fair, or even if eventually they see the truth that we're not really on the same page. My dream isn't going to come into reality, but I am in a relationship, and now I'm kind of in my ego. We can get caught up in our worldly egoic nature that we don't want to get out of a relationship, because that means we have to be bold and brave and confident to believe in ourselves, to go live our life, that I would rather, go live my life and have opportunities available to me than stay in something that's not based on truth and love or justice or fairness or balance. But they prey on people being in their ego. If I get them in the relationship, I kind of get them, everybody knows. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, look how great they got in a relationship, or they got married. Oh, they started a family. And then at some future point in time, you realize your dream isn't going to come into reality. And they're counting on that you'll keep moving forward with them anyway, because you'll be too much in your head about getting out of it. And so they get what they want. They get to keep moving forward in a relationship, indulging themselves in a relationship with them not having to hold up their end of the bargain. It's like somebody who committed fraud in a contract. Because when it got to be in the relationship where they had to take this inspired action to deal with their fears and insecurities to move forward with you in a more just and fair and authentic and loving way, they weren't willing to do it. No, that wasn't how I planned to move forward in a relationship. It's like, did you know that when we got into it? And they could have thought that you were like them. They could have thought that, you were more up in your head about that you were willing to stay in a relationship for the pride or the ego or the image or the status or just to be in a relationship like they were. They didn't realize that you're someone who does put in this work and effort to want to be more balanced within yourself, and that you would do this work within yourself to keep loving and believing in yourself and being inspired by truth and love. Thought that once they got you in a relationship, they could kind of manipulate you to get you to keep doing it the way they do it. And for some people, people are leaving. People did leave. And these people aren't telling the truth maybe about why they left and why other people left them. And part of the reason was, well, those people were more balanced within themselves and I'm more tipped out of balance. And I want someone who's going to indulge me in the way I view life. And those people want a more balanced relationship, so those people moved on. And right now they might have some people that they're in a relationship with that want to know the truth. And they're in a mental prison about maybe why they didn't move forward with some other people where it seemed like they had this loving relationship. Well, those people were more balanced. I like to be in relationships with people who are kind of tipped out of balance or make their life more. If you're more about the world and ego and image, and some people want to be more creative and inspired and hopeful and believing in love, I don't know why people just don't tell people, but, odds are it's because they're trying to present themselves as people who are willing to bring that dream into reality when they're not. Let's go look up here at the top row. Some people have moved away. They're doing this work within themselves to figure out their options and how they want to move forward and learning to love and believe in themselves. If you got in a relationship where we found out that people weren't who we thought they were, creating an illusion, that's confusing. We have to do this work within ourselves to work through it, to see through the illusion, to see the truth. The truth sets us free. And the way I view these cards is the high vibe people are doing this work within themselves to not align with these cards in a more shadowy way, because when they did, they had people in their life that were happy they lived their life that way. Live their life kind of more from ego or fear or codependency or caught up in the illusion of the world. And high vibe people want a more balanced life. I want these things of the world, but I also want to feel balanced within myself, proud of myself. I want to be with people who are authentic and loving and warm. I want true abundance, not settle for just what looks like that, but it's really not that. It's a little more superficial and shallow. So, as they're detaching from that within themselves, to whatever degree they aligned with that in a shadowy way, they're detaching from people in their life, if nothing else, emotionally, and cutting those people out of their life and detaching from those people. And then they're harnessing it in a high vibe way. There might be some people in the world that would like to be in relationships with some high vibe people. But they're not willing to tell the truth. So they could keep moving forward in the way they're living their life. They could be hoping that one day some of the high vibe people in their life will get up in a mental prison and they're just waiting for that. Oh, have you got caught up in your fear and your insecurity? Oh, okay, now I can come be in a relationship with you because now you won't require me to speak the truth or act with love. You're more in your worldly egoic nature of fear and insecurity and codependency. Well, then I'll come get in a relationship with you. But I'd only come and get in a relationship with you if you're up in your head and in your fear and insecurity. But some people aren't in their fear and insecurity. They keep being inspired to love and believe in themselves, and they're moving forward in that way. And some of the people that would like to be in a relationship with those people are up in a mental prison if they're ever going to be able to get in a relationship with you, or if you're going to keep going through that door to spirit, eventually some of those people might pop up in your life thinking that maybe they're not seeing you clearly, and maybe you are in a mental prison, and maybe if they come pop up in your life, that they can stop you from getting the life that you deserve, and you'll do the relationship the way they want. And I think you're going to keep listening to your intuition about anybody that you meet with the adjacent possibilities. Anybody who wants to present themselves as someone that wants you to walk through a door of a relationship with them, I think you're going to listen to your intuition about who's on the same page as me and who's not, who's learned lessons in life and really healed and grown and matured themselves, and who hasn't. And some of the people know that they're not on the same page as you, that you view life differently than them, and they're happy living their life with the people they're in relationship with, because they might have someone who's in a mental prison, or they are in a mental prison. And if they found someone to indulge, or found someone to indulge them, they're in relationships with people who are on the same page as them. Your truth isn't their truth. And we need to see the truth of that. The people who are motivated and inspired to put in work and effort with us to bring a dream into reality would put in the work and effort. And the people who aren't are the people, either they've moved forward with people in their own life that are on the same page as them, if you view them as loving, nurturing, authentic, warm people, stable, grounded people, insightful people, and they've already moved on, and we have to accept the truth of that. But you might know some other people who maybe they weren't who you thought they were. Maybe the way they live their life is more about living more from their mind than their heart. If they think that will get them what they want, or they have fear of believing in themselves, and they found someone who's willing to indulge them in their shadowy nature, or they're indulging someone else in their shadowy nature, that's what they're investing their time, energy, and effort into. And we accept the truth of it, because the truth sets us free to no longer be an illusion, staying attached to people that aren't putting in work and effort with us to bring a dream into reality. They have made their free will choice. So what are these cards here? We have the Temple Path, the Anxiety, Woman Holding Coin, 7th Chakra, and the 3rd Chakra. Well, the high vibe people are doing this work within themselves to work through their own fears and insecurities, and emotionally they're offering love to themselves and nurturing themselves, giving themselves basically the things that they wish other people would have given them, to listen to their intuition and to take action on things that are aligned with their truth. And they could have realized that some other people in their life, they could turn their back on all of that. So afraid if they're going to maybe look victorious and successful in life, but they haven't learned to love and believe in themselves and listen to their intuition. Pride comes before the fall, and we can all think, no, this is how I should do it, even though their intuition could be telling them, get out of your head. How about you connect in with your emotions and your intuition and listen to your gut and your heart? No, I've done that before, and it maybe didn't work out the way I wanted. It's like, well, the whole thing is, our intuition and our gut and our emotionally loving nature did lead us to getting in relationships with different people in our life. And not all those things worked out the way we wanted. We were supposed to learn lessons from that life experience. But because some people, like the rest of us, got in relationships with people where it didn't work out the way they wanted, those people quit listening to their intuition anymore. Like, nope, I'm not going to listen to my intuition. I'm not even maybe going to get in relationships with the people who I think are loving and nurturing. I might want to be in relationships with people I think I can manipulate and control. That's playing it safe. And I'll wear my false mask of being this loving person. And if they have their fear and insecurity and they haven't learned to love themselves, well, then I'll have somebody who moves forward in a relationship with me, and it looks like we have this loving, happy, inspired relationship. Perfect. I just think they're going to learn some hard lessons that do we really want to be in relationships with people who stay in relationships with us more out of fear and insecurity and codependency? Do we really like being in relationships with people who maybe don't love us, but because we've been controlling or dominating in some sense, they keep staying in a relationship with us? That's nothing to be proud of. But if we were to listen to our intuition, okay, I did get in relationships with some people, it didn't work. What kind of person was I? Did I have growing up and maturing to do? Okay, I'm going to grow up and mature myself. What kind of people did I get in a relationship with? Oh, did I get in a relationship and was I not listening to my intuition? And that's why I was drawn and attracted to them anyway, because I had to start listening to my intuition? Did I get in a relationship with someone who showed me that they were kind of prideful or egotistical or materialistic or immature and I didn't want to see the truth of it? Well, how about I don't get in a relationship with a person like that again? Have I learned the lesson not to get in a relationship with people who live more from their mind than their heart? People who are immature, people who are manipulative, people who seem to be more codependent. How about I learn the lesson and I still listen to my intuition? I was drawn and attracted to people because I had lessons learned from them. But some people said, I'm just going to quit listening to my intuition. The people I am kind of drawn and attracted to, no, I'm not going to get in a relationship with them. I get hurt. I have to be logical and practical. I need to go get in a relationship, maybe with someone who has the fear and insecurity, and then they'll stay in a relationship with me. And they won't hurt me. So, you might have known some people like that. You had wanted to move forward in a relationship with them. You were loving and nurturing and encouraging. They just won't get out of their fear, which can just be, I don't want to do love. I can get hurt doing love. If people are in a relationship with me, indulge me in like my fake defensive persona living my life, we can stay in a relationship. But if you want me to be more authentic and loving and warm and vulnerable, no. The only thing is, because of their fear and their insecurities, other people just realize my dream isn't going to come into reality here. So, let's go to what's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Virgo energy, who are doing this work within themselves, who are working through their own fears and insecurities about having dealt with some people in their life who weren't who they thought they were. We have this card because of the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy, and it talks about, it's confusing. And we have these people in our life that we would like to move forward with, but they're not putting in work and effort with us. They're not communicating with us. They're being immature or something, or manipulative or something. Eventually we do all this work within ourselves to see through the illusion. If they were motivated and inspired to live their life and work together with me in this more balanced way, they would. And so I see through the illusion. And I'm not going to let go of my dreams just because someone else tries to manipulate other people or is manipulated by other people. I'm going to keep moving forward, not letting those people or those things manipulate me. I'm going to continue to believe in my dreams. I'm just cutting out the people in my life who are like that. I don't give up on my dreams. I let go of them. And some people see you moving forward in this victorious way, having lots of options available to you because you aren't taking action more out of fear and insecurity and pride and ego. Some of them are rushing into relationships because of their pride and their ego. Oh my gosh, I got to look like I'm in a relationship. I don't want people to, I don't know. It's just more pride and ego or lust and greed. And they get themselves tied up in relationships that some of them don't even want to be in. But some of them are kind of shadowy energy, can be people who are unstable and ungrounded within themselves. And it's to be in a relationship to make them feel more stable and grounded, or just to make it look like, look how happy I am. Look, I got in a new relationship. Look, I'm moving forward. Everybody look. Everybody look. And other people don't want to get in relationships for those reasons. And they're moving forward in this way, doing this work within themselves, keeping their options open. We're emotionally complex human beings. Why would I want to get myself tangled up with someone who I don't really think is on the same page as me? You know, I get emotionally attached and invested. They get emotionally attached and invested. And we both could know that we're not on the same page as each other. Why am I setting myself up to move forward with someone that's not based on the truth? Because I want to be in a relationship and have sex with someone? Because I'm in a mental prison about if someone that I want to meet will come along one day? Well, what if the person that you want to be in a relationship comes along one day and you're tangled up in a relationship? And that's where some people are at right now. Oh, shit. You know, when something didn't work out, instead of me moving forward, doing this work within myself to heal and grow and believe in myself, I wanted to just be in a relationship. I had a new beginning with someone that wasn't based on truth and love. And now I'm in a mental prison because I've kind of created this illusion that this was everything I ever wanted. But now the people who maybe really are on the same page as me have come into my life. And I'd have to speak the truth. That maybe this wasn't everything I thought I wanted. You know, and some of those people imprison themselves. And they're going to keep moving forward with the illusion that they got themselves in. Because they like people to view them as this just and fair and truthful and stable, grounded person. But maybe they got themselves entangled in something they shouldn't have gotten themselves entangled in. And that is what happens when we take action more out of pride or ego or lust or greed. And it kind of gets us trapped. And some of the people they'd really maybe like to be in a relationship with, they can't be in. Well, I mean, they could if they were willing to speak the truth. But now they got themselves involved in something that maybe they shouldn't have gotten themselves involved in to begin with. And so now they're going to keep moving forward, creating this illusion that it's everything they wanted when they were just kind of in it, indulging themselves. But they don't want to speak the truth about it. Anyway, the high vibe people are keeping their options open. What you don't see coming is this card not showing itself. The world in reverse. So, well, for one thing, you're not kind of more about the world and ego and image. And as you're moving forward, you're detaching from your more worldly view of life and connecting in with your more emotionally intuitive nature. There also could be some other people who don't want something to end with you because they feel they could have a deep, meaningful relationship with you. The thing is, and you might not have wanted something to end with someone you thought you could have a deep, meaningful relationship with. But the whole thing is, if people aren't taking the action and speaking truth to do this work with you, there comes a time where you reject that. I might not have wanted it to end, but it did. And I can only work with the people who are willing to work together with me. And I can't keep staying stuck in limbo land, waiting for other people to take action in truth. If they keep taking action, if some of them do this work within themselves to work through all these things and they get through the door to spirit, work through their fears and insecurities about love, and realize that how they've been living their life isn't really aligned with their truth, and they do this work, fine. Present yourself as an option for me to consider. And I will listen to my intuition to see if I think you're someone who's just creating an illusion or if you're the real deal. But in the meantime, I might not want something to end, but if they're not in my world, I am going to keep moving forward, living my life and enjoying my life and investing my time, energy, and effort into the people in my life who are working together with me. What's coming up for the people who harness a more worldly, shadowy Virgo energy that they might not see coming up? The Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Swords because of the Justice card. Some people, either that aren't speaking their truth or are indulging themselves or investing in other people, sometimes, they want you to be in your ego and they want you to keep viewing them as an option. And, while they're off doing whatever they're doing. But you've seen the truth of it. You're not in your ego about it anymore. You've worked through your mental conflict about it. You have a dream and you're taking action in truth and love to bring your dreams into reality because that's what's just and fair. You're moving forward to get the justice you deserve. And they maybe didn't see that coming. And as you're moving forward, loving and believing in yourself, taking action in your life, every day that other people that you would maybe like to be in a relationship, as long as they keep not speaking the truth, is another day you see through the illusion. Every day they keep staying in a mental prison is another day that you see how emotionally confused they are and how up in a mental prison they are. And that it's like, though I can have love for you, I'm going to go through that door because I want the justice I deserve. And I can only get the justice with people who are willing to work together and invest in me, who are on the same page as me. And if that's not you, then it's not you. But there's other people in the world who have learned some of the same life lessons I have, who also have hope and faith and belief and love. And those are the people I'm going to go invest in. So some people thought, again, because you could have love for them, that they can go do whatever they want. You'll just stay there as an option. And it's like, no. I see that you haven't learned lessons in life. The World card upright is about people who've learned lessons in life. And you see that some of these people have a lot of life lessons to learn that you have learned. And you've done this work to get out of your competitive nature about it, your egoic nature about it, to not be caught up in the illusion, to love and believe in yourself, to go have your new beginning, to bring your dreams into reality, to get the justice you deserve. And they didn't see that coming because some people thought, well, if I don't communicate with you, if I don't take action towards you, I bet you won't go through that door to spirit to go get in a relationship with someone else because I know you love me and you're a very loving person. I bet you'll come back and do the relationship the way I want. And you're like, no, I don't want. You're going to have to go find someone else or stay in the relationship you're with. Because I only want to be in a relationship with people who speak the truth, who look at life from a higher perspective, who have hope and faith and belief and love. Now, another thing the shadowy people might not see coming is they're going to have different people who want to invest in them because they are putting in maybe this work and effort to maybe look very victorious and successful in the world. The Six of Swords is Aquarius energy, looking like your dreams are coming into reality. The Sun card can be like, they look very victorious in the world too, just like the high vibe people. It's just that the high vibe people are being authentic and loving, and these people might look very victorious and successful in the world. They're just not aligned with truth and love. And they might have someone else who wants to get in a relationship with them because they do look like they're moving forward victoriously and successfully. And they'll maybe get in a relationship with someone who is on the same page as them. And that really is the type of people they should be in a relationship with. That's just and fair. They might get in a relationship with someone who says, I also make my life more about ego and image and indulgence. I too don't want to align with truth and love. I too might live more from my mind than my heart. This makes logical, practical sense. We should be in a relationship. We would look victorious and successful, like we've moved on. But it is a relationship where it's more about, this makes practical, logical sense. This makes us look victorious and successful. It's just not based on love. It's based on the world. And the people they could get in a relationship with and who they should be in relationship with are other people who are like them, who are kind of manipulative, maybe bossy, maybe controlling, because that's shadowy Leo energy. People who aren't aligned with their more loving, intuitive, creative, inspired nature, because they're not either, who might be immature, who use their charm or their sexuality to try to manipulate people, to get them to do what they want because they want to look like they have what other people in the world have. They're just not willing to do love. And it's just and fair for people who are like that to be in a relationship with people who are on the same page as them. And it's an injustice for them to try to manipulate loving people into indulging them in a relationship. They should have to be in a relationship with someone who's like themselves. And that's what some of those people are going to do. Because the high vibe people are going to quit being in relationships with them. And probably the only people they can find who are willing to stay in a relationship with them are the people who are in a mental prison, who haven't learned to love and believe in themselves. And then they're on the same page. The other people want to be in deep, meaningful relationships, and they are going to be victorious. These people will create the illusion they have what high vibe people have, but people in their intuition know it's kind of fake and false and superficial. And they know that the way the other people are moving forward is more authentic and loving, and that they're not taking action more out of pride or ego or immaturity or greed. But they can tell that the other people are. At least half the people. So you could almost look at the Justice card is, they will be judged for their actions, and there will be consequences to pay for their actions. And they won't have what other people have because they're unwilling to get out of their more egoic, immature nature to deal with what manipulates them, that stops them from choosing love and makes them live their life this way. It might look great by worldly standards, but they're going to be in a mental prison, I think, and the other people have lots of options because they just listen to love and intuition to guide the decisions they make. They're not limited and restricted, and the other people are trying to limit themselves and limit other people because they don't want things to change. And they end up in a mental prison. The other people are in a mental prison because everybody's trying to manipulate everybody to get what they want without having to grow or heal or mature themselves. So there you go, Virgo energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.